Max here along with Jordan Rubin. Today we have an incredible topic that is going to help you lose weight, burn fat, cleanse and detox your body, boost your energy level, help you get rid of brain fog, and really, Jordan, this is probably the biggest thing somebody can do to experience a breakthrough. And I know you're going to get into a lot of details today about the benefits of fasting and helping your body experience a breakthrough. And now, Jordan, I know that this is something that I know that you are an avid reader of the Bible and really following the Word of God. And so I know that obviously it's talked about a lot in the Bible. It's been done for centuries. Talk to us, just give us a brief overview about what fasting it is and some of the benefits of fasting.
Absolutely. Before I do, what I love about today's program, it is really more about unlocking the healer within. Here's the great news. Fasting and cleansing has been clinically studied to relieve arthritis, to reduce skin issues. Tumors can shrink. Weight can certainly be lost. Addictions to food and other things, bondage can be broken. In the Bible, it talks about the chosen fast, freeing people. And best of all, this can be accomplished by spending nothing. In fact, you make money because all of these fast and cleanses we're going to talk about are able to be accomplished with little or no cost, and anyone can do it. If you're sitting there saying, I can't fast, I don't want to do this, I can't possibly, I've got this condition, that condition, I promise you, there is a cleanse that we're going to talk about today that you can absolutely do. There are 6 major benefits to fasting and cleansing we're going to cover, and there are 6 fasts and cleanses we're going to help you with to cater it to your individual situation. And we're going to challenge you to embark on a cleanse or a fast, and we believe you are going to accelerate your health like never before.
Necessarily. There are a lot of different types of fasts. So people might be hearing this thinking, Jordan's going to tell me not to eat for a week or to only do water. This really isn't, that's one type of fast, but there are many different types of fasts, some more challenging, some very easy to follow.
Absolutely.
But you know, Jordan, one of the things too, this could create a breakthrough, especially for people who have digestive issues.
Absolutely.
It's incredible. Fighting cancer. I mean, fasting can be incredible.
Absolutely.
Types.
Let's go with the benefits.
Let's start off with the benefits. Number 1 here, detoxification.
If you're somebody who feels like you've been exposed to heavy metals, if you've got bacterial, viral, fungal toxins in your body, you are in for a treat because fasting is the best and quickest way to relieve toxins from your body. It is amazing what can happen when you unlock the healer from within.
You know, one of the things I want to mention here, and this is so important to remember, is that your body heals itself. A lot of times we think that, hey, there's a certain or secret pill or an herb or a food that's going to heal my body. And really, a lot of times what we need to do is just remove the interference or allow our organs to rest so they can actually work properly. Think about this. Every time you're eating fat, for instance, your liver is doing work, your gallbladder is doing work. If you don't eat anything for a period of time longer than normal, let's say most of the time we only give our bodies about 8 hours rather than 16 or more, during that time your liver says, okay, I'm going to now, I don't have to spend my energy digesting fats or doing other things. Instead, I'm going to be getting rid of heavy metals and toxins and chemicals during that time. So that's one of the great benefits is when you rest that organ system, it's better able to detox.
Right. Well, think about this. If you're somebody who's very busy, male or female, and you've got a really big task list, you're always doing something. But imagine if you're man or female, and your spouse is gone, your kids are gone, say they went on a trip, and all of a sudden you find yourself at home, and maybe there's no game on the TV, or maybe there's no friends to hang out with. What do? Well, you know what? I'm going to start cleaning things up around the house. I'm going to clean out the garage. I'm going to make this place spick and span. Your body does the same thing. So when you do not eat, or when you are very selective with what you eat, you don't burn, cleans up your mess. It is the most important, powerful principle behind acupuncture, chiropractic. Remove the interference and let the body heal. So detoxification is an obvious one. This is a huge one. People don't realize, they think that they need to eat a lot before they're in a meeting or a presentation. If you have an empty stomach and you are going to any type of meeting or even an event, your alertness goes through the roof. If you've got issues with mental clarity and focus, fasting and cleansing can unlock your mental health like nothing I've seen, and behavior.
Yeah, absolutely. Sympathetic response and parasympathetic response. You know, and I did triathlons in the past, and I would never go and try and eat like a big cheeseburger while I was in the middle of the race because my body is sending all of its energy to my extremities,
Yes.
all of the blood flow to those areas. So think about this, it's the same thing. When you are, or a similar thing to where when you don't eat anything or you have nothing in your stomach, your body, rather than sending it to the extremities and other organs and tissues, it can all concentrate where it needs to concentrate. So
Got mental clarity. This is a huge one.
Big.
When you fast or cleanse, you dramatically reduce inflammation because the cells that are going to the different areas are not in hyper response. There is great research on osteo and rheumatoid arthritis that had almost a complete cessation of pain after a fast. Huge.
wow, it's incredible. Jordan, I was reading a study recently on stem cells, and they were actually talking about the #1 way to boost your stem cells was through fasting and eating less food.
You can get younger. We don't even have that on here.
Yeah, so it's pretty incredible if you think about it. So again, when your body, when you're not eating during that time, stem cells are really what they help with anti-aging. They help with creating new cartilage and tissue. So if you have an injury or you're looking to heal your body in a specific area, again, fasting is fantastic. And to reducing cravings, this is big.
You know, as I mentioned, in the Bible and in research, it has been shown that fasting helps you break addictions. In the old days, when people were trying to come off of nicotine, alcohol, or prescription medications, they fasted.
Here's another thing people really can be interested in, weight loss.
And out of glucose, it begins to burn fat. This is a great way to lose weight, and if you will have a proper diet afterwards, it's a great way to keep it off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 6, and there's so many others. This is a big one, tumor reduction. Now, this goes for without saying, but if you're going to reduce inflammation, detoxify, reduce cravings, it is natural to assume that those hard to get at areas of your body, the immune system, when it doesn't have work to do. You know, when you eat, oftentimes there's an increase in white blood cells called leukocytes. It almost appears like they're fighting an invader because a lot of what we eat is junky. There's something called digestive leukocytosis, which means when we eat, our white blood cells go up, and if they're fighting your food, what are they missing?
There you go.
So when you arm and get your immune cells at alert, they will break down tumors. There is research that the body breaks down malignant tumors during times of fasting and cleansing. And how powerful is that?
Incredible.
Sometimes people will stop eating during cancer periods, and then they'll start to get better. People never understand it because at the end, usually in hospice, they have people stop eating, which is horrible. But the body can heal. It was created to heal. Cancer is not an aberration. It's a normal process that the body goes through due to the toxins and the poisons in our body. So tumor reduction, weight loss, cravings, inflammation, mental clarity, detoxification, depression's a huge one too, hyperactivity in kids. If you can get them to fast or cleanse, it'll blow your mind.
You know, Jordan, a few years ago, I was reading just a short biography online about Hippocrates. And it's kind of funny because everyone calls Hippocrates the father of Western medicine, but in fact what he practiced today didn't look anything like the Western medicine that's practiced today. But one of the unique things I read about was that he had people do sunbathing and fasting to get well all the time. Fasting. And so again, this is something that has been practiced for thousands of years, both in biblical medicine, in Greek medicine, and Chinese medicine. I mean, this is a core foundational principle of helping the body heal is through fasting. As you can see, I mean, we just scratched the surface here with the benefits, but there are so many benefits of fasting. And we'd love to hear from you guys. Let us know if you've ever done a fast. What was the benefit that you experienced? Was it better hormone balance? Was it an increase or a loss in energy? What were some of the side effects? We want to hear from you guys if you've ever fasted, what you experienced while doing a fast. Also, hey, take a minute right now. Help us spread the message about the types of fasting here. Number 1, water fast.
This is the most difficult we will recommend, and I do think it is absolutely amazing for short periods of time. My wife and I have both done water fasts. Paul Bragg and other naturopathic doctors from the early days recommended fasting or cleansing 2 or more days a week.
Wow.
And so you would fast 50 to 100 days a year. It's just absolutely amazing. And Patricia Bragg is still alive today at, I want to say 86, and she's kind of hopping around like a spring chicken. So,
That's
and wears
awesome.
great hats. Hi, Patricia, if you're watching. So a water fast is amazing. I'm going to make it easy for you. If you want to do a water fast, which I think is revolutionary, I recommend that you eat dinner tonight. After dinner tonight, only drink water, same for tomorrow, and eat tomorrow night at the same time you stopped eating today. That's a 24-hour fast. It's not hard to do because you ate dinner, you can make it through the day. Give that a try. A one-day water fast is truly amazing. You will be shocked at how effective and affordable it is. And this is the strictest type of fasting we're going to recommend. I've seen people do a water fast for 5, 7, 40 days. Admittedly, I did a 7 one time. It's the most I've done, and it was not easy, but man, was it awesome.
Yeah, I mean, let's jump into the second type of cleansing here, a juice cleanse. This is something I've done, Jordan, quite often. I know you have as well, is doing a juice fast or cleanse. I want to mention this. If you're doing a juice cleanse, we don't recommend doing a lot of, really no fruit aside from limes typically. I mean, you can do a little green apple, but typically we recommend all vegetables when doing a juice cleanse. Now, I think beets are great. I think carrots can be great. There's a little bit of sugar in there, but mostly lots of celery, lots of cucumber, lots of greens, cilantro, parsley, lemons, limes, ginger root, turmeric root. Getting a lot of those in your vegetable juice is absolutely great. And when I do a juice cleanse, Jordan, I typically will do maybe 3 times a day. And you can do this regularly in terms of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or you can sort of fast that morning meal and do a juice at noon, at 3 o'clock, and 6 o'clock is the way I oftentimes do it.
You can do 3 or even 16 glasses of juice. The Gerson program is 16 8-ounce glasses of juice every day. So you can consume a lot. As Josh said, stay away from sweets. Limit your beet and carrot to about 25% of the juice. If it's fruits, go for the citrus, lemon and lime, maybe grapefruit, a little bit of green apple, but you want to keep the sugar down. A juice faster cleanse will cause weight loss. It's great temporarily if you're dealing with a cancer situation, inflammation, etc. Wonderful for your skin. You can do 1, 3, 5, 7, or even 40 days. People that do a 40-day juice fast typically lose 40 or 50 pounds if diminished craving.
You know, one of the things I love about a vegetable juice cleanse, Jordan, is that a lot of people today are very nutritionally bankrupt. You know, low levels of vitamins, low levels of minerals. I mean, when you're doing a vegetable juice, removing the fiber, you're getting a high concentration of electrolytes, antioxidants, phytonutrients, vitamins and minerals. I mean, you are flooding your body, your organs, your cells with nutrients. And so that's one of the big benefits of doing a juice cleanse.
All right, now this one out of the 3 I think is the most effective and the most doable. It's a bone broth cleanse. When you do a bone broth cleanse, we're not talking about eating meat or vegetables. If you do make a bone broth with meat and vegetables, strain the broth and consume only liquid bone broth for 1, 3, 7. I know someone that's doing it for 40 days. I'm going to find out you know them too.
Wow, yeah.
I'm going to find out their results. How awesome is that? Now, if you do a bone broth cleanse, make it yourself. Buy it frozen from the store. You can buy it in the container, or use a bone broth powder. Make sure you don't use one that is sweetened or flavored if you're going to use a powder. We've had several people, including myself, do a bone broth cleanse. I'm on one right now. That's what I'm doing today for Yom Kippur, just so that I can. Broth cleanse typically will have just as good of a detoxifying effect, but will have a much greater effect on maintaining body muscle mass. So you'll still lose fat, you'll have muscle mass, and I can't tell you how many people with inflammatory bowel disease, arthritis, autoimmune disease have benefited from a shorter long-term broth fast or cleanse. It's innumerable. It will transform your life.
You know, one of the things I love about this broth cleanse, Jordan, is that for myself, I tend to lose. Now, some people want to lose weight. I don't want to lose weight. Anytime I've ever done a cleanse before, I lose so much muscle and fat. I lose just a lot of weight. The thing I love about the broth cleanse is I noticed that I actually will keep muscle, but I'll lose the fat.
And muscle sparing effect is
muscle
what a broth
sparing.
is.
And that's the reason, because high levels of glutamine, especially in there, and then glycine and proline, but those amino acids and protein actually allow you to keep the muscle and burn the fat, which is great. And another thing here, you can do just a juice cleanse, just a broth cleanse. Or another thing, you might combine these together. Maybe you do 3 glasses of juice a day, 3 glasses of bone broth a day. That's another great thing that I know that I've actually talked to one person who did it and saw awesome results by combining the two.
And when you do broth, you can do it warm and here to live. But a Daniel diet is eating all fruits, vegetables, and in my mind, nuts and seeds, that's it. You don't go to the grain stage. Some people could. What we did was a raw Daniel diet where we consumed raw foods, and we did it also in a time window. So we skipped breakfast and we did 3 meals, and we'll get into some other variations, but I lost 17 pounds in 10 days. You were 18 or 16. Again, we weren't trying to lose weight, but and here's the cool part. We were eating a lot. We weren't not eating. I mean, we were eating because fruits and vegetables for us causes us to lose weight. That's why we like a bone broth cleanse if we want to keep our weight on. But if you're somebody who is very overweight, even obese, we've helped people lose double digits of weight. Or not triple, but we've seen people lose, I think the high was 24 pounds in 10 days eating fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, all they could eat, particularly if you ate within a 6 to 8 hour window. So a Daniel diet, try it raw fruits, raw vegetables, raw nuts, raw seeds. You can get chia, you can get coconut, you can get avocado. You'll be amazed at the results. That is a very doable, simple, and affordable cleanse. And
just doing this live program, click the love button as well. Jordan, mono diet.
This is so huge. A mono diet is pretty simple. Eat one food, and it works, I'll say magic, because I don't know what else to say. The most common mono diets I've heard about the grape cure. There's something called by Joanna Brandt. The grape cure was something that she believes caused her cancer to disappear. The grape cure is eating all grapes, including skin and seed if you can. I've done this for several days. It'll also drop weight like crazy. And for people who don't want to juice, who miss chewing, it's a great way to do it. What do? You eat grapes every day. There's also been a raw milk mono diet. I've put people on this with incredible results. If you're interested, you could look up the milk diet written by a medical doctor who treated thousands and thousands of cases, and one of them was the co-founder of the Mayo Clinic. So the milk diet or the milk cure is amazing. We've also certainly heard about a carrot juice cleanse. Dr. Menard Jensen, for his own cancer, went on an all carrot juice diet for 40 days and had amazing results. And then one of my favorites, and my son Joshua's as well, the watermelon diet. It's a great one. You eat watermelon, especially when it's warmer. If you love watermelon, eat all the way down to the rind. A watermelon mono diet is great to cleanse the kidneys. People ask us all the time, what do I do for a UTI? A watermelon flush is amazing. Loads of beta carotene, great for your skin. A mono diet where you eat one food, and a broth cleanse typically falls into that, will blow your mind even if you do it short term.
Absolutely, Jordan. And I've heard similar things. And one of the things you and I have talked about within Chinese medicine, the other thing is it's much easier on your body when your body only has to break down a single food. It's more nourishing, it's easier on your body, and so you can do this in many ways, as Jordan talked about. You could do grapes for every meal, for breakfast, lunch, dinner, just throughout the day, for one day, for 2, for 3. Or another thing especially is just focusing on that meal. Maybe one meal for breakfast is just grapes. Maybe for lunch it's just bone broth, and for dinner it's just an avocado. There are different ways to do it as well, but again, a mono diet. And Jordan, it really goes back to eating like a baby. You know, when you first have a child, typically you are recommended that you only introduce one new food at a time. And we know that when you go back to start eating that way, it's the most gentle and easy thing on your body. So really, a mono diet is eating like a baby.
And what's interesting is it works regardless of the food. The milk diet's amazing. The carrot juice diet, the grape diet, the watermelon diet. You might say that's a lot of sugar. Sure, if you've got diabetes, maybe you choose more of a broth diet, but they all seem to work. And speaking of a baby, in biblical times, moms breastfed for 3 years. How do we know that? Well, the weaning ceremony took place at age 3. The first food and the first haircut for Jewish babies or Hebrew babies was at year 3. Isn't that pretty cool?
Amazing.
3 years, your baby was supposed to consume only one food, mono diet. So we go back to that if you've lost your health. So that's a really good one. And this is one that I do virtually every day. Huge. Intermittent fasting. Remember we told you fasting unlocks the healer within, and anybody can do it. Intermittent fasting is so easy. I'm going to hold it up a little bit there. You literally wake up and you don't consume any solid food or high-calorie food until, let's say, lunch or maybe even dinner. So today, I'm not eating until 6 p.m., and I'll probably eat from 6 to 9. You can eat 3, 4, 5, 6, or even 8 hours a day, and here's the coolest part. If you're somebody who can wait till, let's call it 2 o'clock or even noon to eat every day, it's still breakfast because you're breaking the fast. You can eat the same amount of food over a 6 to 8 hour period as you would over a 16-hour period. Same amount, same food, and you will lose weight.
Yes.
It's for stubborn weight loss. It balances your hormones, your leptin, your ghrelin, your insulin, your glucagon. Folks, I'm really passionate about this because I've seen it work, and it kicks in about 3 weeks. Intermittent fasting, where you eat every day from, call it 4 to 8. Maybe 6 to 10, or maybe it's noon to 8. You're just getting started. Anybody can do it. You're switching your metabolism. You're turning the tables. Instead of just eating nonstop. People eat at 6 in the morning. They stop eating at midnight, right? So how much time did they cleanse at night? Let me see, math-wise, 6 hours, right?
Yeah, well, Jordan, essentially what we're doing here is we're flipping that ratio. Most people maybe have only an 8-hour window where they're not eating.
Correct.
What we're doing now is if you started, let's even say it's between noon and you have your last meal at between 6 and 7 or that 8-hour period, well now your body's getting 16 hours of rest or fasting rather than 8 hours, and the results can be absolutely tremendous, as you're saying. And there's some great studies on intermittent fasting increasing human growth hormone known as your anti-aging hormone, can make you stronger. In fact, I remember.
So I had 2 broths so far today, and I also had an herbal infusion with clove, rosemary, peppermint. I think I threw a little bit of ginger and turmeric fresh in there. That's all I've had today. So literally no sugars, barely any calories, and right now I'm burning fat, right now. Like I'm standing here and it's burning.
It's awesome. Well, but one of the other things too, you want to overcome allergies or seasonal allergies.
Yes.
Doing a juice and broth cleanse together, intermittent fasting. I mean, talk about powerful tools.
Now notice,
for overcoming
I said
allergies.
it's going around my house. I didn't say I got it.
No,
so
I know.
I've been here with you every day. You can attest to the fact I've got no tissues on set. But I promise you, if you will take a look at this board, the benefits of fasting and the 6 types, there is one that is just for you. We're going to come back to this because if you look throughout history, from Hippocrates, even before him, to biblical scholars and Middle Eastern and European medicinal practitioners, they all recommended one thing: fast and cleanse. We don't do it anymore. People say, what do I do on a budget? Pick one. They're all great for a budget. You can unlock your beauty, your internal health, reduce inflammation, tumors can be destroyed, energy can be unlocked, addictions can be broken if you will take the time and the discipline to fast and cleanse.
Absolutely, guys. And remember, try fasting. Just dip your toe in the water. You might start with intermittent fasting. You may just start with breakfast, just doing bone broth or a veggie juice just for breakfast for several days in a row. Do one of those things. We know and we have seen together, working with ourselves, our family members, our patients, great results with fasting. The benefits are absolutely there. And guys, this has been Jordan Rubin, myself, Dr. Josh Axe. We will see you tomorrow.